Alright, hi folks, Jonathan here. Okay, today's going to be a bit of a colouring day. I'm going to show you how I add some of these colours and mix them onto the shells I make. So, I don't have a shell on hand to do it, so all I'll do is show you how I make my samples. So you can see these, I work on the different colour blends, see what kind of effects I get, and jot down how I do it. So I've got 4 blanks here. These are just pine. Right down a bit. They're just pine, and I'm going to be using a mixture of stains from a company called Crimson Guitar, and that's this. These are the water-based stains, and I'm also going to be using chestnut. I'll show you how I mix and blend them and get the different colors. So I'll use some water-based and I'm going to use some spirit-based. Sorry, these ones are a bit messy. And I'll show you how I go about it. Alright, so I'm just going to jot down on the side whether they are water or spirit-based. And then I'll add in the color types as well. First step, gloves. This is a messy business. And we'll go for our first one. I'm going to blend in blues and purples and reds. Alright, so first I'm going to take a little rag. Just going to dab it with some water. And I'm going to go over and pre-saturate this little blank. So this is pine, sanded to about a 120 grit. You don't want to go more than like a 240, otherwise it doesn't penetrate very well. Alright, so I'm going to start with some phthalo blue. I'm just going to dab it on there. Okay, I'm going to stick to about half. New clean cloth. The lid back on that one. I'm going to go for some purple. A little bit of water on the cloth. Again, I'm just going to small dab on there. And I'm going to touch the top. But I'm not going to connect the lines yet. Okay, I'm going to give that 20 seconds to dry. I'm going to start the second water-based one. I'm going to go for a bit of blue in the middle. A little bit of purple. And then I'm going to do another one. New cloth. Dab of water. A bit of a shake. Dab right at the top. So that's cherry red. Alright, so that's our first one. That's our second one. So that's literally been about enough time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, the blue one, I'm just going to go over again, almost applying like a second lighter coat of the blue. Purple one. Second of the purple. Now, because the purple is a slightly lighter color, I'm going to start to overrun into the blue. And it's here we're going to want to start to get our fade effect. Okay, I'm going to take the blue, but I'm going to take a look at the cloth and try to get a rather unsaturated bit of it. And repeat what I've just done. And you're slowly rubbing in to the other color. Alright. And that's all I'm going to do with that for now. And go back to our red one. The purple, same cloth, haven't done anything else, haven't added any more. Because it's had a bit of a chance to dry out, it's more faded. Just running that into the blue, but not covering the blue. Then I go for the blue one itself. Wipe that on. Go for the red. And again, I'm going to start to push the red into the blue. Look at that one. So, okay, got this first bit. I'm going to go back get another cloth. I'm not adding anything to it, no water, anything, on the blue and purple one, and I'm just going to scrub across it. Alright, so now we've got graduated blue to purple. Now it's I normally wouldn't do anything more to that at this stage, but I would redo it again after it's all dry. Again, I'm going back to the red, blue, and purple, and I'm just going to cross the entire bit. You see the way it fades it into each color. Alright, so that was the first two water base. Now I'm going to do the two spirit base, and I'm going to start with green this time. Now I've got a new set of cloths. I've got a new glass. This one has got spirits in it this time. And I'm going to do the same technique I did just now. Take one cloth, I'm just going to dab a little bit of the spirit on it, and I'm going to coat both of these. Okay, you don't want to soak it, you just want to wipe it. Alright, spirit one. Okay, so I'm going to start with a tad of green. Now the spirit stain, as you would imagine, is stronger. It's a stronger color. And boy does it smell strong. Alright, so we've got two bits of green. Lid back on there, go for some blue. This is a darker royal blue. I quite like this color actually. Another clean cloth. Just a dot. Yeah, I'm not worried at this moment whether it's smudgy, anything like that. And I'm going to do bottom one and the top one like that. I'll close that one. And then I shall grab some red. Now this one is again cherry red. Clean cloth. Small dab. I'm going to wipe it across the top there. Maybe I'll add a little bit there. And as a final, I'm going to add a touch of orange. I don't have enough cloth, so I'm just going to use the clean bit on the red. And where I've done some of the orange, I'm going to touch it up, with the red. I'm going to touch it up again with an orange. Orange up there, a bit of orange across there. Done. Now you can see these, they look kind of a mess. Repeat what we did with the water base. Take my green one, let's go over my green again. Slightly start to touch it up into the orange. Over the green. Touching it up into the different colors. Blue. More blue on this one. And that's it. Now we want a normal one, clean, dry. And I'm just going to rub over the top. Alright, so I've got some pretty strong color patterns there. And as a final, I'm going to take some of the chestnut, shake. Always make sure you have the lid on before you shake it. I've made that mistake before. Now I'm going to put yellow on top, and that's going to kind of blend a tiny little bit of yellow. It's going to slightly change everything. Alright, so these have had about half an hour to dry. You can see the water-based things, they're much lighter than the oil-based. So all I'll do now is I'm going to take some fine sandpaper. This is 320 grit, and I'm just going to do literally a 1. That's it. Another 1, that's done. For the oil-based ones, I'm doing a little bit more intensely. Give that a rough. Give this one a bit of room. Alright, so water-based ones are done. They're ready for sealing. Oil-based ones need a little bit more. So another clean rag. Dab in white spirits again. And I'm just going to give them a good rub. Now this time you have to rub them quite firmly because you're still going for a bit of a blend in the colors. Alright, so there we have all 4 pieces. Slightly redone those. Darken these ones. Now you can repeat this and do it as much as you want. You do it, let it get dry, and then you give it a bit wet, and it will darken and highlight the other colors. Other thing you can do is, if you want, take a little piece of sandpaper, sand different spots, and you get highlights, darks and lights. But what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to put a clear varnish on it. It's a spirit-based high gloss, and just a few light passes. And you'll get a nice shimmery effect. So with the varnish, I'll repeat that a couple times, and usually by about the 3rd or 4th go you really start getting quite a deep, almost pearlescent type of effect onto the wood. Alright, here's a look in the daylight. You see some more of the ones I've done. These are the 4 we've just done. 2 water, 2 spirit. If you want a deeper color, you just keep light sand, adding more color. Lighter, light sand, sand it off. This is red, orange, blue, purple. You just see the hints of it in there. The stains. I make these just so when I'm going to add color to a sculpture, I can see kind of how it's going to look. Now if I bring you over to look at this one, So this one is a mixture of blue, purple, a bit of green, and then you can see the highlights of the wood texture inside it. It's just a matter of playing and seeing what kind of patterns you like. Alright, it's another example. This one I've got oranges, blues, greens. Just a matter of experimenting with it and trying it out. And I hope this has helped. I will be doing a video on actually coloring the shell to finish. So sit tight, make sure to subscribe, and you'll see more.